The evolutions of digital computing is often divided into generations. Each generation is characterized by dramatic improvements over previous generations in the technology used to build the computers. The internal organization of computer systems and programming languages. Generations, we have five computer generations starting from the first, second, third, fourth, and the fifth generation, which uses vacuum tube for the first generation, transistors for the second generation, integrated circuit for third generation, and microprocessors for fourth generation, and also ultra large scale integration, which uses AI for the fifth generation. The fourth generation computers, which started between 1946 to 1958, first generation computers. The first computers use vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory, and were often numerous, taking up entire room. That means they are very large. They can take about the entire room. Look at the example of the fourth generation computers, which is very large. And this is the vacuum tube that used for circuitry, which serves as the processor for fourth generation computers. And this is the magnetic drums, which serves as storage devices for the first generation computers. Second generation computers started between 1959 to 1946, where transistors replaces the vacuum tubes and ushered in the second generation of the computers. One transistor replaced the equivalent of 40 vacuum tubes, allowing computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient and more reliable. This is the typical example of second generation computers. Their size had been reduced, and then this is the example of transistors that are used in second generation computers as a processing component. Third generation, which started between 1965 to 1970s, the third generation computers, the development of integrated circuits was the hallmark for the third generation of computers. Transistors were miniaturized and placed on silicon chips called semiconductors, which drastically increased the speed and efficiency of computers. Much smaller and cheaper compared to the second generation computers, it could carry out instructions in billions of seconds. This is the typical example of third generation computers. The size has been reduced, the speed has increased, and also efficiency has also increased. This is the example of integrated circuit, which we call ICs, that we use as a processing device for the third generation computers. Fourth generation computers, which start from 1971 till date. The microprocessors brought the fourth generation of computers as thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip, which is called microprocessor. All these small computers become more powerful. They could be linked together to form networks, which eventually lead to the development of internet. Fourth generation computers also saw the development of GUIs, the mouse, and the handheld devices. This is an example of fourth generation computer. This is the processor example you can see. Then fifth generation computers. The fifth generation, we are using it today and it will continue in future. It's based on artificial intelligence, AI, still in development. The use of parallel processing and semiconductors is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. The goal is to develop devices that respond to natural languages and are capable of learning and self-organization. AI is a new technology that will allow users to interact with the robots. This is an example of robot. If you speak to this robot, it will respond just like the way human do. It will think and give you a reply.